best recording is between the two of us.
There it is. What's up, everybody? Rob Nakamura here with the High Chief, Zach Pauga. And together, we're fully hydrated. We're going live, baby. Second time we're going live, my brother Zach. We're making progress, bro.
Yeah.
We're less janky than the first time. So
We got X.
Hey.
We should be up on X now. So hopefully get a few more people in here. We good.
yeah. And that's it, folks. This is not just a discussion between myself and Zach. This is with you guys as well. So drop any comments, thoughts along the way, and we're happy to share within whatever thoughts, questions, or whatever's you got. You know what I mean? This is a work in progress. It's our second rodeo. Slight progress from the first time. So, and with that being said,
I see our number one fan. Our number one fan is already in here, and we're so appreciative that she's here. But so I don't have to read out your whole name every single time. Type in like whatever your first name is, or like what you like us to call you, or what you'd like to be called.
There it is. Same thing. Because I'm not gonna be squinting and barely make it happen. Well, my dude, it's so good to we're gonna do that. See, getting the bugs kinked out. But first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna revisit something we used to do from our recording days. A favorite of ours, a favorite of the people's, the Pump and Dump, where we go back and look at the most recent UFC event and go, hey, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, who deserves some love? Who deserves to be, maybe a little bit of shit talked, but drop your comments as always. My man, you get to pick. What are we doing? Pumping or dumping?
So I'm starting with my pump because similar to last week, there's going to be a lot of dumps. It's another dumping week on the UFC. So I'm going to start with positive. I'm going to start with my pumps here, and that's just Dustin Jacoby, Denver boy, right? Like sometimes, a lot of times, you don't get the fights that you want, and you have to fight down in the ranking. You got to fight a new guy coming off a loss, right? And when you're the vet, and what you do, like what you're supposed to do when that happens, when you're the vet against the new guy, when you're fighting down, you are supposed to just absolutely blow them out of the water, which is what happened. And Walker's no joke. He showed round one that he is a legit fighter. He's not there on accident. And then Jacoby showed round two, I'm not done yet, dude. I may be the old dog in the UFC now, but I'm still at the top of this division. So it was great by him.
Oh, it was a great fight. That I like both guys. I like both guys a lot. Had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Jacoby a while back. Great dude. Take pictures with him. I did. But talk about that experience part of the game. Like, not anything against Mr. Walker, but adjusting mid-fight, going, no. I see what you're trying to press here. You're trying to press the wrestle fest. I see what you're doing. I'm going to stop it. And now meet me here with the fists and feet, which is Jacoby's game. That's his game.
There's a reason, guys. I know we're gonna get to the heavyweight division. We're gonna get there. But there's a reason you don't see this Dagestan. I put on my Instagram that the MMA question has been solved, right? Send them to Dagestan, 2-3 years, forget. But you don't see that in the heavyweight division. You don't see that in the light heavyweight division because it's hard to ragdoll someone for 3 rounds. I was super interested when I saw Walker pick him up and carry him across the cage round 1, and I was like, let's see if he can keep doing it. Like that's really, really cool to do in round 1. Let's see how round 2 looks, and we saw.
That's it. Now, I'm gonna jump in since we're dumping.
Pumping. That was my pump.
It was pumping. Since we're pumping, correction.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, once again, drop your pump, drop your dump. That's what we're doing here. I didn't get time to make a banner, so it's not clear what we're doing. But I will say my pump maybe I'm biased, maybe I'm not. Figure it out. Kyoji Horiguchi. All right. Like, this guy was sent to other places, arguably through the prime of his career. But maybe that's exactly what he needed to be this show up and beat up everybody real, not I want to say easily, but kind of like he's kind of just showing that, like,
He's
dude, just put
outclassing
him,
the dudes.
yeah, and the fact that you should just put him in for the title, right? Like, I don't really see the argument anymore of like, what are we gonna wait for? I get it. Manal has earned his spot against Van. I'm not saying skip that, but whoever wins that fight, dude, the next, to me, the flyweight solved for a little bit. We got the next fight and the fight after.
I'm saying skip it. I'm saying let's see Horiguchi right now. He paid his dues, right? He went and was in Rising for whatever 10 years. I'm saying skip it. They were getting excited about Tatsuro fighting Van, about the first all Asian title fight. They were excited about that. We got it with Horiguchi too. Like, let's make it happen,
dude. All right. Normally, I'm the one saying jumping the line and trying to go there. Folks, drop your pumps. That's what we're doing. Pumping the last UFC event, dropping out some love for some fighters. I'm okay with the pecking order the way it is, but can I just give an alternative pump? This is gonna be me just making up shit. But how good is Sergio Pettis for that highlight reel knockout of Horiguchi? The way it worked out, throwing the kick on purpose, going over, and then coming with the spinning back fit. Like what?
If your question is how lucky is Pettis, he's real lucky. He's real lucky. He's real lucky.
You got to chain those actions together. Part of it is luck for sure, but
I will give him that, the bravery to do that, right? How many dudes miss a switch kick and none of them are flinging a spinning back fist behind it?
I like it. Clean up your own mess. All right, so we got Horiguchi on one pump. We got Jacoby on the other. Very solid pumps. My man, you know what's next. The dump. What you got?
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go just with a traditional dump here. A traditional dump, and then we'll get into everything. We're gonna save the heavyweight division for their own. We're gonna talk about them as a whole. But for my individual dump, and this is I won't say he's my boy, but I know him personally. He used to train in Denver. We have the same like jiu-jitsu lineage, kind of. It all comes down from Renzo Gracie. My coach is different than his coach, but we know each other. But Alex Morano, my dump is not that he lost. It's not that he get beat up. If you're gonna wear the knee sleeve, you got to wear it on both knees. You can't wear knee sleeve on one knee and then you come out and that dude just blasts you and kicks you in the knee right away. And then he's limping like, oh no, how did you know about my hurt knee? Because you told him, because you wore a sign that said my knee is hurt. Kick me right here.
Bro, that's real. That's real. And side note, I love Alex. I think he's a cool dude. I've had the pleasure of interviewing him a few times, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm saying this with mad love because very few people can do this, what I'm about to say. He's a genuine shining example of getting into the UFC and being in the UFC this long on work ethic and grind. And I respectfully say this about him. He doesn't have any shining physical attributes. He's not the fastest guy. He's not the most ripped guy. He's not the most muscle dense guy. He just works and has good craft overall. But yeah, let's get to the dumping. All right, enough of the love. Like, yeah, you made a big neon sign right at your knee, said kick me right there. Yes, wear both. You know what? I want to go a step further. If you're gonna wear any braces, wear all the braces possible. Like, don't give them any clues. Use the two knees, the two ankles, everything. Just like throw them off. Like, what's injured on me? Who knows? Maybe nothing. I just dress up. Like, that's just me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Another thing, but the end of that fight, he's just gritted his way through his UFC career, and they even talked about it on last night, like 11 years, and he's something crazy that he's been there forever. And they're talking about how tough he was at the end of that fight. You don't want, I don't, you never hear them say that about me. People question about my chin sometimes if I still have it. I don't want them to say, oh man, this guy can just get the shit kicked out of him and he keeps sticking around. You don't want the rest, the announcers to say that about you. That's not a good thing.
That's true. That's what we say in the spaces for years is the absolute worst compliment in combat sports is you're tough. Right? Yeah. That's the worst compliment you can get. And unfortunately, I danced around saying that in my compliments about him because I didn't want to disrespect. But that's really what he is, dude. He's got strong work ethic. He's tough as shit. But yeah, man, it was tough watching him get beat up like that. Cool dude. I didn't really want to see it, but it is what it is. It's the fight game. I'm gonna go with my dump. Far less high level, far less looking at the details like you, my dude. I'm going after Mr. Oliveira. What was that? What was that? And then I got two problems with it. One, what's up with your performance, bro? 9 versus 11. That looked like 9 versus 111. You didn't even look remotely close to a threat or on his level, whatever that means nowadays. And the part I really don't like is the immediate throwing up excuses about, weight cut. Oh, I cut 40 pounds. Oh, I only got a couple more weight cuts in me. Bruh, if the weight class ain't for you, that's your damn fault for competing in it. That's nobody else's problem. That's between you, your body, and God. I don't understand. Just say, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Matt Hughes' line of when you win, say little, when you lose, say even less. I think some new age fighters got to subscribe to that, bro. There's no fixing an ass kicking with words after. Just go, bro. It didn't go my way. It was that guy's day. Coughing up excuses. My feelings were hurt. My butt was hurt. I don't know. It just does nothing for me. It makes you look worse.
Yeah, and Azur just put it out too. Yeah, he said he had a broken arm. Like he said that afterwards, and you're 100% right. And I've lost many a time, unfortunately, right? There's only 2 guys that have gotten out of this game without ever losing, and people lose fights. There's nothing that you can say. There's literally nothing that you can say after the fight that people are going to go, oh, it's all right then, dude. It's good. Good job. Nothing. Literally, you could say, oh, so I got shot in the back before, but I didn't tell anybody because I wanted to fight. Cool, dude. You went in there. Like, if you can't fight, don't fight. And if you step in there, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear any excuses afterwards. Though, especially the weight cut, right? The weight cut, the broken arm. You got in there. That's a good dump, because on top of all that, just a horrible performance. And looked like he had trouble cutting weight and broke his arm and all that. And it's like, you know what? Those are all personal decisions that he made.
And 100%, dude. And I think my memory, help me out if my memory's off here, but I think there's only one guy in recent memory who had a legit excuse. The shit happened right before the fight, and he could have used it post-fight and didn't. It was Jared Gordon getting hit by a car.
Getting hit by the car? Yeah.
Getting hit by a car right before the fights. Like, I think that's the most legit excuse there ever was for my performance did not come out as desired. And Brada did not even use it. And so everybody else with everything else, you had time. If your arm's broken, I'm pretty sure that goes on the list of very legit reasons to pull out of a fight. Take an x-ray, show it to Dana and the gang. Hey, bro, my arm's broke. Sorry, can't make this one. This is not like and I'm probably going to piss people off, but it's like, not like I have a fever or I have the sniffles. Like, dude, my arm's broke. I can prove this. Like,
you're going to give me, this is going to be this is going to be the rage hour, the fully hydrated rage hour. The number one, if you know, this is the fully hydrated podcast. I hate people that miss weight. I hate people that miss weight. If you're going to say that you didn't perform well because you cut too much weight, that's because you're also trying to get an advantage. You're trying to be bigger, and so you're trying to cut more weight. Like, oh, I only have a few more weight cuts left in me. Well, you just lost, and that wasn't a title fight. So what are you doing? Should the UFC just cut you then? You're telling them you're not going to fight. You're only going to fight a few more times. Like,
basically. Let's see. We got we got some appreciation from Azur. Thank you for your laughs. Thinking some of the stuff we're saying was funny. Folks, comment along, share your thoughts with us as we break down all different portions of the combat sports sector. We just got done pumping and dumping the UFC, but there's one part of this card that I think has now trickled into brand new news. This is a tug of war between me and Zach, maybe since the beginning of us getting together, my dude. The old debate of what's going on with the UFC heavyweight division, and is it getting better? Is it not? Does the UFC heavyweight division have problems? Is it the characters involved? Is it the production behind it? And today's big drama story is the guy once thought of, even contemplated by me at times, as a title contender, is now saying, nah, I don't want nothing to do with this division. I'm going to drop my weight because my performances are bad. I'm going to change weight classes. So I just laid that all on the table. My dude, you run the ball.
Dude, this is bad. It's bad because I was the biggest supporter. I was the heavyweight division's biggest supporter. I was coming on here every week, fighting with you, waving the flag. These are the best fighters in the UFC. If why don't everyone just fight at heavyweight? If it's so easy, if everyone sucks, just fight at heavyweight. But I'm off the heavyweight wagon. It's so bad right now. So these guys were some of the best. Rizvan and Almeida. This is the top of the division. The bottom's been bad. And I've been saying no, but once you get to the top 10, the killer, people can't say that anymore. And it's not. It was the lack of skill, which was huge. Almeida with no idea what to do if he couldn't get the takedown, and not a great job getting takedowns, right? Like, you're a ground fighter, but you can't get the fight to the ground. And plan C, which is to box, he looked decent. When he would open up, he looked like, oh, okay, he knows how to strike. But then was so uncomfortable and so afraid to strike that it was just too little, too late. Wouldn't put it out there. And I think we talked either last week or maybe way long time ago about the UFC not getting Rico. And now we know. So this is why. This is the deal. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay for the best athletes in the world. And when you're 250 pounds, you could make $12,000 doing a lot of other stuff than fighting in the UFC. I'm telling you right now, I like dirty boxing more. I'm not going to go back to the UFC for 12 and 12. That's just not going to happen. The prestige doesn't mean anything to me. Like, just getting this, I say I'm a UFC fighter is not enough. You got to pay a little bit of money. And for a flyweight, they don't have a whole lot of options, right? But unfortunately, good heavyweight fighters do have a whole lot of options. Wrestlers, right? A lot of people probably don't know this. There is a United States Wrestling Club that is paying guys to not do MMA, to stay in the wrestling brackets. Whoa. And because they want to win gold medals. They want to win world championships. They want to win gold medals. So your best USA wrestlers are staying in wrestling. Jordan Burroughs was making more money wrestling than the UFC would ever pay him. And that's where we're at right now. And that's why the fact that they couldn't get Rico when Rico wanted something new. He was done with kickboxing. He wanted a new challenge, and the UFC, the biggest platform on earth, the biggest platform available to him, could not offer him a contract that was worth his time. It tells us everything we need to know about where the UFC heavyweight division is heading.
And man, there's so many parts I wanted to jump in there. One, the fact that the heavyweights have options. I mean, it's no secret. That's been a long-standing reason why the UFC has suffered for a long time. That one I get. Now with other branding and other options coming out and actually forking out the money, that's going to make it damn near impossible for the UFC to generate guys to be competitive. I can tell you this much: when you're full size heavyweight status, you can be a doorman here in Vegas at some of our prestigious gentlemen clubs and make way more,
And make more than 12,000 bucks.
way more, and way more fun working environment than another big brother trying to punch you in the face. So that, I mean, there's just so many parts there. I'm gonna jump over to the Rico thing. I heard Rico was deep in MMA training for over a year, kind of anticipating his departure from Glory and thinking he would have gotten a decent contract given who the hell he is. He's not just somebody. He is the premier heavyweight on the planet to be signed. If you were playing Madden and he had a free agency availability, he's heavyweight 99. Like, there's no other greater guy to pick up right now in this time period, in this era of life. It is. I got to go back to the organization. They just constantly, for generations at this point, just don't shell up for the talent. And everyone keeps leaning to Gable Stevenson. Okay, I'm excited for that too, but that's one guy. That's one guy.
And
you don't fix a division with one guy.
And Gable's great. He is an athletic freak, and he's going to do well if and when he gets to the UFC. But people, I don't want this to sound like I'm talking trash about Gable, because he's really good and he's going to be good. But people are just like forgetting about the road that he's taken. He's like 28. Like, he could have been a fighter if he wanted to. He's done everything he can to not be a fighter. He tried to go to the WWE, didn't work. Tried to go to the NFL, didn't work. Went back to college, wrestled out his eligibility, lost, and then he's going. The guy that he lost to is now the guy that he lost to is not fighting MMA. He's doing what I say. He's going down the wrestling circuit, the wrestling path, world championships, Olympics, those things. And Gable is a freak athlete and going to be amazing, but he's fighting because he's at the end of his rope. He has tried to exercise every other option to make money and has gotten to MMA as the last option. And I don't know what they offered Rico. I have no idea what Rico makes at Glory, and I don't know what they offered him. I do know what Alistair was making like 10 years ago. And it was a fat check. So I don't know if they're offering less now or Rico just wanted more.
I know of, and count me wrong if people whatever, but my information on Rico's recent earnings from Glory was $1.5 million straight up per fight, not counting any other auxiliary things that might be on there if there's any knockout bonuses or anything like that. But it's $1.5 million to show up and be on time. And that's right in line with many current UFC champions.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put his business out there. I'm sure he doesn't care, but that's not one of that. Like, Alistair fight Brock, got $1 million to show. No win, no lose, $1 million. And I think he maybe had pay-per-view points. Like, so that was 10 years ago. That's 2012, right? 14 years ago. We're getting old, man. 14 years ago. So they're either offering less, but like they've got to be offering less. In my, who knows? This is pure speculation. We're going into speculation now. Maybe they offered Rico $20 million. I don't know. But I feel like if 10 years ago, 12, 14 years ago, they offered Alistair $1 million, they might offer Rico $1 million, in this very same situation, kickboxing champion to come over. But maybe they didn't think the market was there, or maybe they did offer it and Rico wanted more. I don't know.
As much as I love playing the team ignorance on defense of the UFC, there's no fucking way they didn't know the value of Rico Verhoeven at heavyweight, bro. Like, that's an automatic slam dunk everyone's watching. That is like the next best thing you could get to Brock Lesnar coming back. Like, he's the guy. There is no other.
For you and me, though, is that bringing casuals in? Like, if you're watching this podcast, you're probably not a casual either. You're not a casual if you're watching the Fully Hydrated podcast live right now. But let me know if in the comments type if you think, was Rico the guy? Was Rico the savior of the heavyweight division? Should they have thrown the bag at Rico?
I do, and here's me coming out because it's not my money. But if I know Rico was only getting $1.5 million to go kickbox, what $2 million? I'm already the winning bid. I could get Rico for $2 million. Like, what?
But here's the deal. Now we're gonna pivot here. We're gonna go from shitting on the heavyweight division to shitting on the UFC. They're not gonna do that because they don't want to set the precedent. You pay Rico $2 million. Now Derek Lewis wants $2 million. Now Tai Tuivasa wants $2 million. Right? Every heavyweight you have is going. You pay this dude's got 0 UFC fights, right? We'll even talk about my teammate Curtis Blades. Dude, like, he's only got 3 or 4 UFC losses to the best to ever do it. And he's gonna say, you're gonna pay this guy $2 million? Like, you better be paying me $2 million. It gives everyone a little bit of negotiating leverage. And I can promise you that's not why they didn't do it. They Vakitov, right? One off of Contender. Same exact boat, former Glory champ coming in, knocks it out on Contender. They offer him a base Contender contract. They don't take into account anything else. And he's literally goes, I have to turn this down. I cannot accept this contract. Like, and because they don't want every other Contender series guy to go, you paid Vakitov this, I'm worth that,
I get that argument to a degree if they just did it on some random guy that came in and knocked somebody out epically. But when you earn a world title in some other league, I think there's a general understanding on the planet Earth of like, oh, well, there's somebody. Like, somebody's get paid more. Like Kayla Harrison.
I want to know what Patchy Mix was making. What was Patchy Mix?
That's what I'm saying. Patchy Mix didn't come in on 12 and 12.
Yeah.
He also didn't have to do Contender series, right? But like, I was just going to drop Kayla, Delijah, and anybody you want to mix from the crossover of recent times, of recent acquisitions. Free agency in MMA is a weird, tricky thing. Let's just be honest. Because guys be leaving the UFC, getting established in the UFC, and getting the bag over at PFL. Some guys be getting the bag over at PFL and then dropping some of the bag on their way just to fight at the UFC. I mean, personal preference, your own career choices and all that. But I gotta address the elephant in the room. The next biggest person, not by size, since we did all the heavyweights, biggest name in the game, killing it, doing his thing every which way possible, Usman Nurmagomedov, right? Like, where does it's coming out? He's only got one more fight on his contract. Dude, I've seen people lining up and saying, "Bring him to the UFC. Let's get him to the UFC." But money matters, and I know for a fact. I'll bet anything right now that PFL's offer will be higher. So now this just gets into the matter of what does he want to do? What could be cool? And last but not least, he's got one last fight, and I hope he fights your boy Archie Colgan, because Archie's been waiting. He deserves it the most. That would be the most legitimate way for Mr. Nurmagomedov to seal the deal over at PFL. But Zach, I'm gonna throw that to you. Just hypothetical. Your last name is not Pauga. Your last name is Nurmagomedov. You are world champion, multiple time defending. You're gonna get a big offer because PFL wants to keep you, or do you take the less money and go over to the UFC where there's now Islam's not in your way, right? That was the big narrative before. Islam was kind of blocking his way. They're not going to fight each other, any of that stuff. So Islam's moved on. The door's open. Your cousin Islam's moved on. How do you play this one, my friend?
So it really just comes down to what they value, what the individual values. Like, because no one, do you want money, right? Do you want to take care of your family? Which the Nurmagomedovs are already doing all right. They're doing pretty good. They're taking care of. But do you want to have add your piece to it? Is that what matters to you? And if it is, for me, I would say in the PFL. But I have a feeling that not really, that he's not struggling. Not struggling is not the right word. That he's not the sole provider, right? The Nurmagomedovs are going to be okay. They're, as a whole family, their whole family is going to be okay. They're going to be taken care of for a long time. So he wants to put his stamp. He wants to have his title or his legacy as being the best fighter in the world. And that means going to the UFC. And that's it. Kayla made the same choice, right? Kayla Harrison could have made infinite money forever in the PFL. And she chose to come to the UFC and murder herself with weight cuts because she wants people to know that Kayla Harrison was the greatest female fighter ever. And the big thing, one of the things I just want to say about Nurmagomedov, he's really good. He is going to go into the UFC and compete right away. But the difference that people don't realize is the difficulty of getting through the UFC, fighting your way up the ranks, and winning the belt. That's the hard part. It's not just who you face in the title. It's who you face when you're the 15th ranked, the 13th ranked, the 8th ranked. Every single war you have until you get to the title takes away from your career. So he's doing great. He's doing the best thing possible. Got his millions, got his experience, got everything, and he can hopefully come in. Gaethje did the same thing. Come in, start doing ranked fights, start winning belts on your third, fourth fight, right? Not having to fight your way up through the unranked. This is what happened to Patchy Mix, right? Obviously, Patchy was a little bit past his prime, a little bit out of sorts, and turns out the bottom of the UFC is really, really good. And that's the difference between that's the difference between a UFC champ, right, and a PFL champ. It's not the guys fighting for the title. It's everyone that you had to beat on the way to the title.
Thank you for clearing that up. That's something I've been saying for a long time. You know, the top of the food chain at the PFL can very well tread water and be there's a list of guys already doing it. The case has already been proven. But in this case for Nurmagomedov and the current condition of the UFC, I don't think, let's just play hypotheticals. I think he's like a one fight then title shot situation. Do you think so?
Well, with the way lightweight is if Saruk, maybe they comes in and fight Sarukian. I don't know. Like who's fight, like lightweight is just messed up. I don't know we assume Gaethje's fighting Ilya, right? And then someone has to fight the winner of that. So who knows? I could absolutely see bring him in, one big win, fight for a title.
I don't even want to be this guy, but I think he is Dana's answer to block Armin from the title forever. You bring him in, make him face Armin, beats Armin. Now he doesn't have to listen or worry about the Armin argument. Things work out sometimes. The fight gods are cruel. Fight game is crazy. I just want to say shout out to the PFL as a whole for paying people. I know guys that far less prestigious, far less famous. Some people don't even know their names, but when they go over there, at least they're getting paid. And which is the point of being a professional athlete, last I checked, is being able to like function, not be on the struggle bus while trying to be one of the world's best. Both of those things are hard. Like all of us are just trying to get through life. Some of us have tried to be professional athletes, and trying to struggle at both at the same time ain't it. So, you know,
I've never said this on media. So this is an original, fully hydrated, first breaking news. But
exclusive.
Nobody knows what I was trying to do. So you're 100% right. You're 100% right. And if you're a prize fighter, right? If you're a prize fighter, you're trying to fight for the biggest prize. And the only like known way to do that, the most legitimate way to do that is through the PFL. When I started, right, turned pro at 32, I was trying to get into the PFL. I was literally just like, let me get in this PFL tournament, go make $1 million. That's all I was trying to do. And just through like random nonsense, ended up in the UFC. Like I feel like I'm the only person in the world that wanted to be in the PFL and ended up in the UFC instead. But you're 100% right, dude. They pay, and that's like I said when you asked me the question about what would I do if I was Nurmagomedov, I would stay in the PFL forever until it went bankrupt and make all the money, and hopefully nobody knows who I am, and then I leave and nobody knows my name, and that's fine.
That's fine, because you know what, prestige doesn't pay the bills. But yeah, man, I feel that a lot. You know what's weird? The last thing I want to say about the PFL is I think it's weird, but in a cool way, that they can develop women stars way greater than the UFC ever could. Like the UFC inherited Chris Cyborg. She made her name before that. Mm-hmm. The only star they've ever made is Nunes. Like that's one. PFL has two. Like they had Kayla and Dakota. Everybody's already like beating the drum. Bring over Dakota, sign Dakota. That's pretty damn impressive in a sport where women are often not treated equally on the fighting playing field. For them to be able to generate multiple stars where people are clamoring for that, I just got to give the PFL some love.
And this is I got to be careful with my words here. It's very similar to the heavyweight division. It's very similar to the heavyweight division that if you are a fit, athletic female, you have better ways to make money, right? So you're 100% right. The reason the PFL keeps turning out female stars is because they pay money. Dakota can go, wait, I could make over $1 million a year, or I could go fight for 12 and 12. I guess I'm going to the PFL. Same thing. It was the same thing with Kayla. Kayla could have started cutting to 135 at the UFC. She would have made it. She would have gotten it in if the UFC would have signed her. But she went to the PFL, made millions, only had to cut down to 155.
And that last part that I'm sorry, I'm blanking the kickboxer's name who didn't do it, but they now can come into the UFC with some negotiating leverage. Bringing negotiation leverage to the UFC, good fucking luck, everybody. Good luck. That is a hard thing to do. Most people just get the nothing. But that's the other part. That's the other benefit. You come in with some gravity on your name, and you don't have to sign a 12 and 12 deal. Well, since we're on money and places people want to see, people want to be, money's flowing, doing cool shit, I got to bring up my favorite fight league right now. I've been on their jock since 2018 when it started. BKFC is the shit, dude. BKFC is everything I want to see. It's everything I enjoy about fighting. And the program. It's not that much fluff. It's just battles, a couple of promos here and there, but mainly people getting busted in the face, which is why I watch fighting. So, and dudes over there getting paid, discretionary bonuses getting thrown up in public. Mr. Feldman showing up and going, that was one hell of a fight. Double your purses. I don't think Dana's ever doubled anybody's purses. I don't know. I don't think so. But the guys that be getting the bonuses are making six figures. 50 grand is nice, but by the math, that's a 50% bonus. In some case, not even. So when you come in and go double your pay, that's what's up. I love BKFC. And there's something else I'm going to say, but I see you chomping at the bit, so go for it.
No, I was just going to say, I have to be, everything you're saying is right. Everything you're saying is correct. I have to be a man of honor. I have to be truthful. When I went out and fought hard and lost, the UFC gave me discretionary bonus. Like, they didn't have to. I wasn't expecting it. They did give me some dough, and like, we already shit on the UFC. I've got to give them their flowers when it's right, when it's the right thing.
No, that is the right thing to do. That's what we're about here on this podcast, is calling it down the middle, using Zach's knowledge, using my knowledge of the game, and bringing it with the truth. We're not trying to like lump on one side or the other. We call crap, give love when it deserves it. And I just got to go back to the BKFC because I love it so much. It's such a good product, dude. And I'm definitely a hardcore weirdo. I'm definitely an original fight fan that's been watching for too long. But I remember a time when we didn't know what the fight card was going to be. Had no fucking clue. Had no clue. But you just showed up because love for the game. You just show up. You find out some new brothers along the way. You remember a couple ones from 6 months ago when the last event got to happen. and you just figured it out. The BKFC brings back a little bit of that. And sometimes you don't even need to know the guys. We don't even need to know the guys, and they're going out there throwing on badass fights. At this point, Knucklemania, though, a little different. I pretty much knew everybody on the card. But get to the big cheese, the big magic moment. I didn't realize the math on this until Mr. Arlovsky said it with Ariel, and it got posted around. But it's like, I think it's 21 years or 18 years. I forget the fucking years. Yeah. But you could be an illegal adult from the time he won his UFC title, the time spans that lapsed, and now BKFC heavyweight. That's the kind of stuff you can like make movies about, bro. Like, somebody call Andrei Arlovsky, get the rights to his fucking story, and make a badass movie, dude. If you don't, you're missing out. Probably the best thing in the history of heavyweights and our sport. Since we were shedding on UFC heavyweights earlier, God bless Andrei Arlovsky. I'm just gonna say it: the coolest fucking heavyweight our sport has ever had. Multiple sport athlete. Damn, that guy's awesome. Yeah. There, I'm done.
Oh, dude. So I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot to say about you're right, dude. BKFC is awesome right now, and it's filling in the gaps that the UFC is missing, and a heavyweight, an exciting heavyweight division is one of them. And Arlovsky, like, inspirational performance. 47 years old, three-time cancer survivor. He was the UFC heavyweight champion when I was in high school. I did a report on him. I did a English report on Andrei Arlovsky in high school. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I did an English report on Andrei Arlovsky in high school. UFC champion, and now BKFC champion in 2026. It's so great, and I don't know. I do know why. They're just being smart. They have a different business model than the UFC, but they're being smart. They brought Andre in, a name, and they didn't feed him to some young, hungry, wild tiger like the UFC would, or the UFC did, and the UFC wants to. They gave him a tune-up fight, and then they let him fight for the belt. And him and Rothwell are fighting 2-minute rounds for a bunch of money, and they threw down, and they left it all out there. Like, they both know they're not, like, they're getting paid enough, and they also know that they're not going to get cut and never fight again afterwards. And so that lets them, like, put it out there and fight in a certain way. And that was so nice and so awesome to see. But there's two other things I want to talk about on BKFC. First one, I want to talk about Johnny Garbarino.
Yes,
guy.
Thank you.
So, listen, I like him. I like him a lot. He is cool. He is funny. He is hilarious. But he's getting trapped. He's getting trapped with the cannoli gimmick. He's getting trapped. Like, you got to move on from it, dude. He's smashed it every single time, and he knows now he's like doing too much, bringing the giant cannoli, smashing the giant cannoli. Where does he go from here? Like, you gotta move on. They're not gonna let you keep doing it. They're not gonna let you keep doing it. You got to move on.
I I love that you brought up Johnny Cannoli. Shout out, Mr. Garbarino. But I lovingly disagree with you. First off, I'm pretty sure bigger cannolis can be made. So I don't think we've seen the biggest one yet. Also, yes, okay, they know, but you can do other things with it. You could give other people besides that guy cannoli, like leave him out, leave the opponent out. Everybody else gets a cannoli, not you, bum, because I'm gonna mess you up. You don't get a cannoli.
Right, no, but so that's what he has to do. He's got to pivot and go different ways. You can't be smashing in their face anymore. You got to move on from that.
Okay, I will agree with you on that. Like, I think he's ran out of different ways to throw it and smash it and get the guy pissed off. But man, I don't know if it's just his skill set is better or the whole like Conor McGregor piss him off and get him off their game works. But dudes get like so emotional fighting him. They get in there and they shit the bed against him. And I'm going to give him credit for being a badass. But at the same time, it's like they get so overwhelmed, it seems like, that they go in there and they have an adrenaline dump. The shit doesn't go the way you want it to go in the first 30-40 seconds. It's like, shit, all my hate has run out of my body and I'm just stuck here getting knuckles in my face. So for all of those reasons were more reasons why I say keep the cannoli gimmick. Also, like, if someone's not if there's not a bake shop in the Philadelphia area not sponsoring him, like, swing and a miss, guys. Sponsor Johnny Cannoli with cannolis. This is. I just also want to say
have one. He's got to have.
He's got to have. Right? Folks, drop your comments. Let us know whatever you guys want to talk about too. It's our random thoughts, your random thoughts too. But you would hope someone got behind him and supplying him with cannolis. I just want to say, I also want to point him out one more time as fighters. Look at him. Don't copy, but look at him. And it's a great gimmick. It's not dangerous. You're not going to end a fight because of cannoli. You're not going to prematurely end a fight of cannoli. It's on brand with his heritage and culture, right? It gave him a nickname, an organic nickname from the people. He didn't like do some goofy ass self-made nickname. That's a 10 for 10 of self-marketing, folks. When it comes to making a brand, which is very important in business and in sports, Johnny Cannoli, Mr. Garbarino, is a very solid model. There's only be one stupid McGregor. Don't do that. It's been played. It's over with now. You can only homage Chael Sonnen so much. Thank you, Josh Hulkick. So you got to be your own guy.
You got to be new. You got to be fresh. So that's a fantastic point. Hulkick is like, I think he's really good. I think he's really, really good. And I liked him. I think we talked about his Contender Series fight. Maybe I liked him to begin with. Now that he's just parroting Chael, he's done it twice now. He did it once, okay. You're gonna parrot him again? I'm like, dude, like we're done. You got to be something else.
Okay, I'm with you, but to a degree. If you want to spoof Macho Man with the glasses and the headband, and you want to spoof Chael and borrow his lines, Chael uses the same lines he's been using for the past 15 years. It's cool, but stick to the gimmick. Don't when he went off the rails with Ariel and started doing some goofball accent thing. Yeah. I'm like, brother. I didn't. So
I just saw the clips. I just saw the clips and I didn't know what was happening. I was like, what? Why is he talking like this? I don't understand. The clip, the Ariel's clip didn't explain what was happening, and I was like, why is he talking like this now?
And I don't really listen to the interviews that much anymore, but I listened to the whole damn thing thinking it was a segment. I thought he was bringing that goofy accent in for like just a poignant thing. And then I was like, oh wait, he's just being a bad guest star. I don't even know what the hell's going on here. I just want to say, Josh, I like you. I like your style. Go to the community like improv, dude. Go to the community improv. Learn how to flow on your own. Learn how to roll with it. Make your own thing. If you want to keep borrowing from Uncle Chael, I'm cool with it. I really do love the absolutely sucks thing. I've been using it for a long time. Go, cousin. Go use it. For what?
I think Hogan. I think he is going to be a problem in the heavyweight division. And I really liked when he was like the bully. when he was like talking about the fat loser heavyweights and all that. I thought that was cool, and it was funny. And now he's it's like too many directions. He's doing too much weird stuff, like laser in, be a bully, fight fat guys. Like that's your angle, dude. That's your angle.
Thank you. I was just gonna say that a pro wrestler doesn't do might do 6 different gimmicks throughout its career, but you don't do 6 different gimmicks at the same time. That's the part. Like you said, lock in. You have a direction. I like it too. Be the bully. Be the bully. Life, like nature, has an ecosystem. And if there was no bullies, that's like removing all the wolves from the forest. It's bad for everyone's health. It doesn't work. So some people got to play the bully. I'm all for it. Man, I just want to say that this I'm gonna be an asshole since this is light to be an asshole. I'm hoping that this coming week off that we have from the UFC, the people, the nerds, the geeks at Paramount learn how to twist audio adjustment features over the weekend, because dude, that shit was rough. I felt like I was at the apex, dude. My system was booming random noise, and I could barely hear Sarah Sanko talk. Laura Sanko, the rest of the desk was talking this soft. I felt they were at like a golf match or something. I just didn't know what was going on. It was killing me, bro.
So I'm not an AV kid, right? We're having enough trouble getting this podcast going in the right places where it's supposed to go. I can't talk. No. But what I'm saying is, like, is there nobody at Paramount that is like friends with ESPN? Like, was there no, when it happened, was there nobody that was like, how did you guys do it? Like, how's the audio work? Because you're right, they're figuring it out on the fly right now. The first card of the year, the first numbered card of the year was like the amount of the weird, like, I'm not complaining about the commercials. Calm down, Dana. You can have commercials. Just the placement of them, like the place that they were at as the fighters walking out. It's like, I like to see the walkout. I like to see the walkout. Send the commercial right after they read the announcement, right after they say who won, while they're taking their selfies and stuff like that. Then do a commercial. But I feel like Paramount has never watched the producers have never watched the UFC before and are just like figuring it out. They're just doing it on their own right now.
I couldn't agree more. In an age where personality and individualism in the UFC has been squished to a minimum, I get it. Not all the fighters get a post-fight interview. I get it. I mean, I don't get it. There's time for it, but whatever. Moving on. Mm-hmm. That's their one, literally 15 damn seconds, 20 seconds to just be present, to be seen. Maybe they dance. Maybe they're stone-faced. Maybe they give lots of high fives along the way.
Yeah, it's a way to connect with the audience. It's a way that they can connect with the audience outside of just fighting.
Yes, and this is a gripe inside of a gripe. I don't know who assigns to who. I don't know what companies subcontract or whatever. But how the hell does Zuffa Boxing, which to me is like the B product, get the better audio-visual team? That doesn't make no freaking sense to me. Their broadcasts are running smooth sailing. Ours is all like, hey, dude, call all the interns. Let's make a UFC show.
So this is what we get when we go live. Now we're gonna spiral, and you guys are gonna get some conspiracy. Dana was a boxer, right? A boxing, like not of any note, but he was a boxer. He likes boxing. He cares about boxing more than he cares about MMA. Zuffa Boxing is a better product right now than UFC, because Dana cares about it, and he's putting his personal effort into it. He's not just kicking it to Hunter, right? They're getting Jai Opetaia, right? Simone fighters fighting him. I promise you he's not making 12-12. I promise you he's not making 12 or 12.
No. Putting on conspiracy theory hat, just put on the tinfoil hat. I would say there's a part of me that just wants to just say this, even though I got no basis, that why not sandbag this other product because you want this other product to do well? You can't have two lead horses, you gotta have one. So make it happen. Make it happen with the product you love so much, which is boxing. I get it. Also, grabbing Jai was so clever because in their quest to legitimize the Zuffa belt and for Zuffa to get someone, the cruiserweight division is by far and away the most wide open for seizing and undisputedness, which then you could turn into the undisputed champion is the Zuffa champion, which is just like the snowball of branding that they can acquire. So good move, guys. If there was anybody to sign, that was the guy. Good shit.
And dude, you're like, as far as boxing goes, you're that was so smart, and I can't believe they got him. And that's how I know he's not fighting for 12 and 12, right? Because he's fighting for millions. He's fighting for millions, and it's down the road, right? They let him unify. He's gonna win. He wins that. He unifies. Like, then they can bring in Usyk, and he can fight Usyk, and like, then Zuffa boxing explodes, and then he becomes the lineal heavyweight champion, and Zuffa boxing becomes literally the legitimate belt, and they toss all the other belts in the trash and say, you don't have to pay for those, Jai. Don't worry about them. When WBC picks up their heavyweight belt again and gives it to someone else, everyone knows, no, Jai's the real champ. Like, it's a genius move, and I'm not being conspiracy with it. I just know that Dana likes boxing more than MMA. I know that he doesn't even really like MMA, but that's just the what he's been driving. That's the cart that he's had for however many years. And now that he's had the opportunity to get his boxing league going, that's what he's doing.
And, I can speculate on what, where his love is or whatever, this or that. But I think all of us who've ever done anything, when you do something for so many years, decades even, you have the right to want to switch their flavor. Like, I don't have a problem with him putting his focus a little bit more on this. What more can the man do for the UFC that he hasn't done? He took it from it was in bad shape to a multi-billion-dollar payday. Like, let the man play with whatever toys he wants to play with.
Well, and everyone's losing their mind recently, right? Because of him testifying that he doesn't do anything in the UFC.
Oh my God. Like, by the way, can I just do that? Can I do the plug?
Yeah.
We said that shit 6 months ago on our podcast, but that's why we're doing it live, so more people can see to join it. Folks, drop your comments on Dana, on anything in the fight game, because that's what we're rapping about. We said that 6 months ago, easy. Folks, we try to educate you guys. Dana has not been involved with much of any of the operational shit. He's busy making multi-million-dollar and billion-dollar deals. There's only so much time in a day. You can't be worried about the small fish. That's why he brought in a tribe. Okay, you can all know when it happened. We'll reiterate. When he brought in Hunter, Mick, and Sean, that was him replacing himself. That is when all the stuff we blame Dana for week in, week out, grumble about, or throw stupid questions at him after the press conference. He fucking handed the ball on those topics a while ago, dude. And now people are on it, and now they want to say whatever. It's been that way. It's been that way.
And when we talked about it 6 months ago, like I saw Sean O'Malley just do this on his podcast, but like I said, we did this 6 months ago. When you talk to just rehashing what we said, when you talk to someone about big deals, and I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about other specific fighters that I know and work with, you talk to Hunter. Hunter is the one that is making title fights, making big contract renegotiations. Mick and Sean do my contract, right? Mick was the one I talked to about my contract. He was the one that cut me. I think I said this when we talked about it. I saw Dana after like 4 or 5 months after I got cut. Maybe it was less than that. He didn't even know I'd been cut. He was like, oh, I'm excited to see you back in there. I'm like, you're not gonna see me back in there, dude. Like, so yeah, and this is all stuff that we've talked about before, but Dana is doing other stuff. And he's also the big dog. And that's why Zuffa Boxing is a better product right now than the UFC.
That's it. That's what it is right there. Folks, once again, thank you for joining us live here, Fully Hydrated Podcast. We'll be doing this 7 p.m. Pacific time every Monday, reviewing everything in combat sports. We talked about BKFC. We talked about free agency. We talked about not one championship. We talked about PFL. We talked about the heavyweight division. We did our classic pump and dump at the beginning of this segment. And folks, this is not just about me and Zach. This is about your guys' thoughts. So hit us up, DM us, drop comments, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to talk about. We're doing our best. Zach's got a lot of knowledge, obviously, still killing it over at Dirty Boxing. I am on the inside of a couple of orgs I can't say because NDAs and shit, but we bring you information, and the best information we can honestly give you week in and week out, and that's what we're here to do live with you folks. It's not just us trying to talk to you guys. We want to talk with you. My brother, is there anything else from this week's activities all around the combat sports sector before we go our separate ways?
I wanted to say one more thing that I missed out on the BKFC. Crazy Horse. He's always going to be Crazy Horse to me. He's never going to be Felony. He's not going to fail. He's always going to be Crazy Horse to me. But that's what I want to see. It's shouting out to the UFC again. When an old dog comes back, that's what I want to see. I want to see him knock somebody out. I don't want to see him face the youngest, hungriest young lion and get his head ripped off. No, I want to see Crazy Horse knocking dudes out, and that was great for me.
Shout out, and that's why I love you, because I would have hate myself not giving a shout out to Mr. Bennett, aka Felony, aka Crazy Horse with a C and a K. He spelt him both ways throughout his career, and to one of a nickname he ran for just a year's time, Kid Chaos with a K. Shout out to all versions of him, past, present, and future. That dude, so awesome to see. Exactly what you're saying. Make it, and there's so many ways you can make the fight game entertaining. You don't have to do old line versus new line, same shit all the time. Thank you, UFC, for drilling this into our heads. Also, while we're at this, shout out to Fight Circus, right? Like, Fight Circus kind of brought Crazy Horse back into the internet's talking about him by getting him to fight that 2-on-1 fight. And I think that's the exact kind of stuff Crazy Horse is meant to do, fighting two random dudes that's not, and or fighting these random guys on BKFC. I want to see it, and it's good to see that. That was happiness. That's what BKFC is bringing us, happiness. Oh, you know what? Since we're on this, since we can run on, I got one more thing that I wanted to say. I'm sure everybody's seen the information shared by Conor McGregor. We just touched about it. 2 million live views for BKFC, simultaneously going head to head with the UFC, who pulled 5 million for an organization that's doing the math, 6-7 years old. That's badass, dude. That is really, really good to be able to pull 2 million live plus whatever residuals they'll get on YouTube. I mean, if that doesn't say people are loving the product, I don't know. I don't know numbers then, apparently.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's hitting everything that people want, right? If you're the casual UFC fan, actually wants to watch BKFC, like they just pretend to watch UFC because that's what people know. The casual UFC fan is wanting a bare knuckle 2-minute brawl.
That's it. Okay, random ass question. This is gonna be our random ass question as we leave. Okay, BKFC promoting the BKFC as in Ocean SEA. I don't know if you've seen that.
I have seen this.
Okay, so they're gonna do multiple fights on a cruise ship on international waters. Maybe some gonna be done in Nassau, Bahamas. But it seems like the fights are gonna happen on the ship while you're moving yourself from Miami to Bermuda and back. I don't know the schedule, but they're pitching it. It's gonna be done next year. So, in all the years of combat sports, this has never been done. Are you interested in going on the Bruise Cruise, my friend.
In fighting it, or just watching it?
Well, you're locked into contract with DBX.
Yeah.
God bless
Oh, yeah.
DBX. Thank you for that. No, just as a person, because I know you love fighting just as much as me.
I think it's cool. It's a little weird. Like we're starting to get, and this is I guess this is bare knuckle. We're starting to get close to that line, right? We're starting to get close to cross the line where we're in international waters, and like there's no laws, there's no rules, there's no commission. Like what?
Yeah.
Like they just go do another round, throw a knife in there. Like what? Like it's a little bit dicey for me. But it is cool. I'm excited for it.
You know, if boy bands can sell out cruise ships, shout out to the OGs, you know, New Kids on the Block. They do a cruise with all their fans.
Mm-hmm.
Why not combat sport cruises? Why not? Like,
dude, this isn't good for the fighters because the fighters are going to be on the cruise ship vacationing between fights.
Drinking fucking sun alcohol fighters. What could go wrong, Zach?
Water, I know.
International waters, full blast sun, alcohol on tap. What could go wrong?
The Bermuda Triangle.
Nothing.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
This is a perfect idea. Shout out to BKFC for pushing
the limit. Idea. It's a cool idea.
I just want to throw this out there that I'm spoiled. I've been spoiled for a long time, growing up Hawaii, living Las Vegas. So many fighters in Hawaii, so many fighters in Vegas, obviously in the industry as well. I get to meet all the people that I scream for at the TV or scream for at the arenas. I get to meet them. I know I live in a very unique demographic, but I know so many thousands of people who live all over the land, America, Canada, and everywhere else on God's green earth. God bless. They don't just get to go to the store and run into somebody like I do. You don't. So to be able to go on a cruise and just be in the all-time environment, I just think it's beautiful, bro. Like it's so for the fans and something the UFC would never do. I guess that's my ending argument. Is that
I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just saying it's creep. We're getting a little close to the eyes wide shut. You know, it's getting a little too close to the creepy parties that, like, I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, folks, just avoid the pineapples. Yeah. If you know, you know. All right. Well, it's been a good time. We'll see you next time. But in the meantime, stay fully hydrated. Appreciate everybody who's listening, watching. We'll be here live again next week. Brother Zach, take care. All right.
See you, man.